Wednesday again, guys. How's this possible? Welcome to Work It Wednesday. If it's your first time, we're super excited to have you. If it's not, we're glad you're back. Um, Tonight is going to be all about finding joy again in your business, or maybe you're new and you're just looking to figure out what you like out of your business. So we are just super glad that you spent an hour, especially on a holiday week, to come here and just chat with us. I know a lot of you watch the replay, so thank you for watching the replay at the time that it works. Val, we're super excited you were actually able to make it tonight.
Woo, woo,
Thank you.
woo. Glad to be here.
Yay! So it just has been pulling at me. And when we were talking about tonight's topic, I really just wanted to get down to the nitty gritty. That I told the guys, I said, I'm feeling a fire in my belly that I need to get out. And so you guys know that that could mean you're in for a treat tonight. So I love you. I'm sorry. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm really exhausted, so I don't know where it's going to come from if it does. But um, I just feel like we've kind of lost our way a little bit. And not in a bad way, just as a whole, as far as we're not doing the things that typically are A, income producing, and B, bring us joy. Like at the end of the day, I think we have gotten so fixated on trying to do what everybody else is doing in our business, we've stopped doing what works for us and what we find success from. And we're just trying to make things perfect. The shiniest box, the most shiniest glitter, whatever it is that you're working on, we've lost the actual fact of we're getting sent in people's hands and under their noses. That is what it comes down to at the end of the day. And we spin our wheels by trying to be perfect and by trying to, sorry, I don't like that trim shows where my dog chewed it. So we got to pivot a little bit there on the screen. Um, we those things that are really the heart and soul and core of our business, we have to really focus on. We have to rechannel what it is from our business that is fun. So if you guys can put in the chat, what is your favorite thing that you do in your business? What is something that when you do it, you are like, yes, it's that time again. And it's not like I am dreading that it's coming up. Pull up the chat so I can actually read those. Because I think that's important. And if you are like, ooh, I don't know, then that's something that you should really think about. Like, why do you do this business? We talk about all the time that our why can redevelop and it changes as our seasons go on. But what is it that the real nitty gritty of why and what is successful in your business? So Val, samples. Abby's a samples. Dylan loves helping others, leading his team. That's why he's such an amazing leader. Tiffany loves sharing.
Progress.
Renee's joining us twice because she's just, bougie like that. Um, so those are important. So when someone talks to Dylan about joining, he is going to authentically share that vibe that he has for leadership. People are going to get that he loves helping people. When Val talks to someone about samples, she's going to light up because I love making those for my team. Same thing with Abby. Tiffany, when she just literally goes on live, you better watch it because it's going to be the best entertainment of your life. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth, but people love watching that. People are like, if you go live every single day, I'll watch you. So you don't have to be perfect at things. You just have to show up. You just have to do in your business what makes you happy, because when you're happy, guys, it's contagious. The world is it's sometimes sucky. It just is. That's the way it is. So
Yeah.
we need more things in life that make us genuinely happy. The things we want to share with other. I'm right there with Dylan. My favorite thing to do is loving on my team, watching them be successful, watching them earn trips, watching them get their biggest paychecks, watching them travel. Like all of those things is what I thrive in my business. If someone can join Scentsy and they can turn around and add even $200 to their income for their house, that changes their whole family dynamic. That's what it's about for me. So I'm very passionate about leadership and I love sharing that with people. I also love Happy Mail. And I know to some of you that will be so dreadful because you're like, oh my gosh, I hate it. I'm so behind on it. Yeah, calling you out. I don't do it every single month, but like for me, I'm so consistent with it. I don't care what is happening in my life. I'm gonna get that out because I know the PRV for my month is focused off that Happy Mail I'm going to send at the beginning. My orders will come in because they're going to get samples and they're going to smell the products. My collections sales went through the roof when I started sending collections every single month from getting the pre-launches. It's just that is what I can do in my business. That's not something that everybody's going to be able to do, and no, that's okay if you can't do that, but find a way to hype it up. If something has strawberry in it and you love strawberry, go live and be like, I love everything strawberry. I have to have this. I'm obsessed with it. Talk about it over and over and over again. Be contagious with your opinions as long as they're good. You can have bad opinions about things, and I think it is important to share things you don't like this smells like dirty feet, or the stupid ratatouille scent is really amiss. I don't know why we created that, but we did. So
It's
whatever, we have
bad.
to deal with it. But it's funny. It's funny if you go live and you smell that and you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. See, and I love Juicy Peach, so that's funny. Abby thinks it smells like cat pee. I don't think it smells like cat pee. I think it smells like biting
Peaches. Yes.
into a juicy peach. Like it reminds me of summer. I want to go to Georgia and get fresh peaches from the side of the road. Like
Right?
everybody has a different
Soon.
experience with scent. And so I'm glad that you said that. But think about those. If you tell your customers, yeah, I thought this smelled like cat pee, but someone else in Scentsy thinks it smells like biting into a juicy peach. Everybody's gonna have such a big different opinion on things.
Well, yeah.
So many times I think we are like, I'm not gonna offer that warmer because that's ugly. No one's gonna buy it. Or you don't push a product because you've already said, nope, no interest. Or how many times you've not asked someone to join because you're like, they already make enough money. They're successful. They're not gonna want to join. Or they don't have time, whatever. We're so guilty of answering questions before they're asked, and it goes right along with it. We can't assume that. We have to start offering the opportunity like it can change someone's life. We have a $20 join special this month. When's the last time you went and spent $20 at a gas station on snacks on inside while you were traveling? Like seriously, that stuff is like 3 times the price of Walmart, but we do it unless you're really prepared and don't, but it's fine. People blow $20 all the time. So why don't they take $20 and invest it on themselves? Like ask those questions to people. Like put a thing in your VIP page. What was the last thing you spent $20 on? And get that interaction going in your group and see what people are talking about. That is a way to talk about the sponsoring or the whatever join opportunity we have this month without it just being a join post. I challenge you guys every single day this month, put something on social media that you are talking about that join special. If you're wanting to have a sponsoring role, put it in your stories, make a reel about it. It's the same things we've been challenging you guys with after month after month after month. We challenge you to do it because it's successful. It works. We've seen it time and time again. So find different ways to get in front of different audiences so you can show different ways of this is what I'm doing with my business. But it's important to know you don't have to work insane hours. You don't have to stay up every single night until midnight to make samples. You can literally make money back on your own discounts, on your own purchases. So many people join for their own purchases, and guess what? They create a very successful business. Renee is one of them. Val's one of them. It's just, you don't know when someone joins what they're going to be for your business. And a lot of times people don't do anything. And I think sometimes we let that stop us also. Like the last 5 people joined my team and they didn't do anything. I'm done sponsoring, or I'm not going to put a lot of effort into it because no one's going to work. No one's going to take it serious like me. But guess what? That number 6 could have been your unicorn. Could have been that person that changes your entire business. One yes from one person who has a huge network or is just a bomb seller can change your business overnight. Could you imagine if someone like me joined your team?
Right.
I'm not saying that I'm the bee's knees, But I have built a successful business. And if it was crazy is I didn't even get asked, but that's not normal. It is, if I never would have signed up for Scentsy, look at all the people that never would have joined. Over 100 people in 3 years. Like, it is made an outreach of network after network after network, and not everybody's successful. People drop off all the time. Every month, I run the report of who's going to terminate for that month, and I reach out to them. That's the first thing I do. So if you're a leader on here, I recommend the reports I run on the first. If they'll terminate and if they'll lose their downline, and then I'm going to message them. How can I help you? It's okay that you haven't taken the time in your business. I get it, life happens, but if you would like to stay a consultant, how can I help you get there? Do you need ideas? Or if they're going to lose their team, hey, like, I know you worked really hard to get this team. Let's work on this together so you can keep your people. It'd be easy to just be like, no, whatever. I'm going to take their teamies. They're going to roll up to me and they're going to be my front line and blah, 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 blah. No, don't do that. Work with that person. They recruited and they got a team because they were interested at some point. They might have just lost their fire. And I think people lose their fire and then we just stop investing in them because they're not showing up to things. But literally, they could just be wanting you to reach out to them. They have lost their way. And I'm not saying beat a dead horse because that's two different things. If you're reaching out to someone and they're not answering you and they're leaving you on red and all the things, like, stop beating that dead horse, go recruit people who want to work with you. But if you're not ever reaching out to them and they're like, they're deadbeats, they didn't work their business, they joined, I stopped asking them if they wanted to do anything, they'll come to me if they want anything. You might have just lost someone who just needed a second opportunity to fire back up. Grace, who's my front line, she's a reinstatement. She has built an amazing business the second time she came back around. The first time, the timing just wasn't right. So again, ask people who have used to sell Scentsy that have fallen off. They can reinstate for free anytime. That is available anytime. If you're a past consultant, you can recruit for free or rejoin for free. And then a lot of people don't know our requirements have changed. So instead of, I think it used to be 200 every 4 months. It's now 200 every 12 months. That's a huge difference. So if you've never asked your network, if you used to sell Scentsy, that's another interaction part. You could be, don't put on here like come back for free, put on there and say, who on my friends list has ever sold Scentsy before but doesn't any longer? So like those simple little questions to get interactions up and also finding out more about your network, it only will allow you to be a better consultant. So find a way to find that joy of the thing that makes you excited to do, and then base your business around it. So if you like making samples, find a way that it can be income producing for you, that you're making more samples because you have a bigger network and you can follow up with more people. Because I promise you, if you're not following up with your samples, you are missing so many orders. For the longest time, I was sending out my VIP mail and I wasn't sending text messages. I was trying to remember, but I have started to where the day I send out my happy mail, I schedule that message to follow up with my customers. And it has almost quadrupled my orders because people get busy. They just forget. It's not that they're not interested. They literally just forget to order. Or I can't tell you how many times I need to place a Synergence order. And I can't tell you how many times I've been to my cart and I've never checked out because I've just gotten busy. Like, I need the products.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you send a text that the Happy Meal is on its way?
Yes.
And then you do a follow up how many days later?
So I scheduled Happy Mail this month. They're gonna get their first message at 10 days to see if they received it yet, because I figure that's a pretty good, no matter where they're at in the United States, within 10 days, hopefully they'll get it. And sometimes I don't. So if they reply back to me and they say I still haven't gotten it, I will go in and schedule another text to them, and probably about 5 days, give or take, just to make sure that they do receive it, so I can be the best consultant possible to follow up with them again.
Okay.
So I'm not going to remember. I have to schedule.
So you send one the day it goes out, like your Happy Meal's on its way.
Yep. And I always tell them what's coming so they get excited. So like, I'll just read you the campaign that I have actually. That'll be the easiest. So the campaign I set up for this month Happy Mail for July. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, so the first message says, "Hey friend, I'm super excited to tell you this month's Happy Mail is on its way to you. And this month was a labor of love. All 25 samples of Bring Back My Bar. I'm super excited to hear what you think of them. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you for your support of my business. I appreciate you greatly." I thought I had a typo. I was like, oh no, but I didn't. We're good. And then I put in, so I'm always very strategic on Bring Back My Bar. I do multiple touch points each time. So all month I've been plugging away. Oh my gosh, I haven't posted my vote this month or today for Battle of the Bars. I'm doing Battle of the Bars in my VIP group. So they're getting to see 2 scents every single day with their descriptions. I'm going to talk in my stories about Bring Back My Bar all month long, and I'm going to plug Scentsy Club in there a lot. So I'm sending them a picture of what all scents are coming, so they can kind of get in their head what samples are coming, what am I looking forward to. So I want them invested in the process. So this is a limited time only, and I want them to keep hearing it over again. So that was today's text or yesterday's text, whenever I sent this. Then I have 10 days of follow up, and it says, "Hey, it's gonna have their first name. Just checking in to see if your Happy Mail arrived okay." And then I'm going to get it in 15 days. Just wanted to see how you like the Bring Back My Bar samples and which scents were your favorite. I don't typically send 4 follow-up messages from Happy Mail, but again, limited time offer, Bring Back My Bar. I want club members, so I'm gonna really beat this home. And then the last day of the month, I'm going to send them a final reminder that says, "Hey there, if you liked any of the Bring Back My Bar scents, I just want to remind you today's the last day to order or add them to club to lock that scent in forever. If you have any questions, let me know." So, and it might go to someone that has already ordered, but to me, it's just telling them if you really liked it, then you needed that Scentsy Club. So it's an extra plug for that.
Okay. So you can just share that campaign.
Yeah, I can do that. But yeah, it's just something as simple as that. It was a labor of love. Bring Back My Bar always is a labor of love to sample out, but I'll get results from it because I'm going to share it, I'm going to follow up, and I'm going to post it. I use Project Broadcast for my texting so I can schedule and do campaigns like that. If you have an iPhone, I know that there's a schedule app coming for text, which I'm super excited what's happening on the platform. That's a game changer. But yeah, it's Project Broadcast, and then you pay monthly by credits. So basically, 1 credit is a scheduled text message. You can text back and forth on it all you want, and you won't be charged anything. But if you schedule something to send at a later date, that costs 1 credit. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm gonna pause and take a drink. Or do you guys have anything you want to add?
I've never done the text, so I was going to do it this time with my Happy Mail
Oh
because
yeah,
of the Bring Back My Bar.
Val, I wanted you to share that actually, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I did a bunch of samples for the Bring Back My Bar. I sent out like 15 different customers that had sponsored or been a part of the last Bring Back My Bar. So I sent them all the new samples for this one. And my PRV is over $500 as of the 2nd of July because of samples. All the orders that I got was because of the Bring Back My Bar samples that they received. So it works. It really does. And I had gotten away from making samples because I just didn't have the time between, family life, work, whatever. And I thought, you know what? These are too good to not share. So I did it. I just took a weekend and I told everybody, hey, y'all are going to help me because it's a lot of papers. It's a lot of, a lot of work. And we all got it done. We did it all in a day and sent them out. And yeah, it works. It totally works.
Yeah.
Well, I've sent out other collections and it's worked for me, so I've kept with it.
Yeah, I will definitely will now.
A description is only so good. Like juicy red apple. Sure, you can envision what that's going to taste like, but sometimes that smells a little bit different. And when you can get that under your nose and you're like, wow, it's like I am biting into a juicy red apple, and then they crave that.
Yeah, well, it's like Apple Crush. For me, that is a core memory. I can remember when I first started in elementary school. I can remember like kindergarten, I would sit down and I would we had a teacher who always had something apple smelling in the classroom. And that just was like, as soon as I opened that up, it was like taking me back to elementary school.
Yeah.
That's where I met my best friend. That's, I made a lot, a lot of great connections as a kid there. And it was just that one smell. That's all it took was that core to pull that core memory out. It was just amazing. And of course, that one went into my club first thing.
See, and that's something. Have you shared that with your customers?
I have not, and I probably should.
That is definitely something you should share with them, because that's something that they are going to be able to relate to. And
Right.
it's simple little things like that that we don't think about naturally in our business of to share. Like, why would anybody care about that? But it is such a key to make connections. You want your customers to know a little bit more about you than the average person that you just pass on the street. Like, what are
Right.
you giving them in your VIP page? Is it just posts on Scentsy? Or are you giving them a little bit of touch into your real life that they feel like, I'm invested into this person? I know what her favorite food is. Like, I know what her favorite color is. It's simple things like that. So when you're asking those questions, put your answer in the description as well, so your customers are relatable to you, and to know that, she's a real person. She really does have those thoughts, and it really helps connect with people. I had another thought. Crap. Did you guys watch it go in one ear and out the other? Because that happened. Um, that's annoying.
I can add something to that real quick because I think Val, you brought up a really good point. If there is something tonight, like we've been talking about, like finding joy in your business and like what fills your cup, but if there is something in your business that you're not enjoying, then there are other options for that. So, a perfect example, we're talking a lot about like sampling tonight. If sampling is not your thing, there's other ways to do that. If you want to find a friend and FaceTime a friend and say, hey, I have to make 2,000 samples. Can you sit here and talk to me? Or if you know another Scentsy consultant that is doing that same thing, say, hey, let's get on FaceTime and do this together. So that way it makes it fun. If Val, what you just said, you brought your family in, that's a really
Mhm.
good opportunity to say, hey, let's spend some time together as a family. Let's not have technology. Let's just like make these samples. I know they may be like, oh, mom, that's probably awful. Or, aunt, uncle, that's awful. But it's a good opportunity overall just to spend time with your family. So that would bring you a little bit of joy. If you love TV like I do, I love me some good TV shows. If you love TV, then turn on your favorite TV show, set it up on an iPad or on your computer on the kitchen counter, and then play your favorite movie while you're doing that. So that way it brings you a little bit of excitement. So if there is something in your business that isn't working or that you're not excited about, add something to it, make it more exciting so that way you're ready to do that. Or if you don't enjoy it at all and adding extra things to it don't bring you joy, then maybe look at alternatives. If you know there's other ways to do things. I email every single week. That is like my love language. I love loving on my team through technology. If that doesn't work for you, maybe you enjoy texting, maybe you enjoy video calls with your customers. However you want to do it, there's multiple different ways. So like if something's not working for you, look it up on YouTube, look it up a different way and see if there's a way to change it and make it fun for you.
I did remember what I was gonna say. That's why I love home parties so much, because of that connection that Val made to that scent. I love that's the first thing someone says when they smell a scent. Oh my gosh, this smells like my grandma's house. Or this reminds me when I was such and such. Like, time and time again, that's what you'll hear. And so I think when we're not sampling, or we're not doing home parties, or we're not getting scents under people's noses, we are really disconnecting from our business, because we're not giving our customers that opportunity to connect in that intimate way, that once you smell your grandma's house again and maybe she's passed away and you've not had that smell, they're going to be hooked. They're going to want that. And because it's going to tie them to it. Scent is connected to such a big scent memory. It is a huge factor. Aw, I love you. Look at you. I just can't believe you haven't done that yet, but it's fine. The third's okay. I'm telling you, I hope you all challenge yourself to at least one new teammate this month if you're in a leadership role, because that $20 join special, Val literally got a recruit, didn't even know she was getting it. She just posted the joint special. That doesn't always happen. It's not like we have to have some follow-ups and some connecting. I need to read Abby's. There was something that I saw someone comment that home office said, and it was so genius, and I wish I would have texted it to you guys because I wanted to read that. Mackenzie saved my butt this time around. I didn't purchase this round to bring back my bar, but she gave me a sample of each, and I've already had some customers. That is fantastic. I loved it in the very beginning, and I'm almost 2 years in and definitely have a deep, it had a deep paw. I found joy in everything I did for my business, and now I'm struggling to do anything. That's a season. It is. And I think we all go through that at some point in your business, because you do get to where you're so passionate and it's new and it's exciting and you're having success, and maybe 1 month it's not as successful as the last month, and so like it just pulls you down a little bit, or life just drags on you, and it's like, man, I know I need to do this because I know it'd be successful, but it just takes so much energy, and I just can't do it right now. Like, I get it. Like, but I think we have to get to a point to where we can give ourselves an isolated time to feel that way. And then we have to get up one day, just like with anything hard. We have to say, today I'm doing it. I don't care that everything else sucks right now around me. I know this business has brought me joy at some point in my life. I know I was passionate about it. I know I can be successful with it. And I know that there's higher mountains to climb on the other side of it, but I know that view is going to be so rewarding. And you honestly have to push yourself up. Like someone has a rope on you and is pulling you up that mountain. Like, that's the kind of attitude that you have to have, because it's so easy to quit. It is so easy to quit on a hard day. Like, and I guarantee it's crossed everybody's mind at one point of like, it would be way easier not to do this. But
Not,
it's
not
way,
yet.
It will
it
come.
it comes. Like, it just
It
happens.
does.
But it is when people don't give up and they push through that, the hardest point in your business and in your life, that the greatest successes come, because you have proven that your business is valuable and that it's worthy and it's worth investing in.
I have something to say on that. So I have, obviously I have, a regular job, and I have a bunch of my friends there who are my customers. And I had mentioned to them probably a week before I did the samples that I was considering, not selling for a while. And the one girl looked at me and she goes, "What? You can't do that." And I looked at her and I said, "Well, why not?" I said, "There are plenty of other consultants around here." She goes, "But I trust you." And then I started thinking about that, and I'm like, okay, so I can recommend you, 3 girls that work here with me that I've, 2 of them I've put on as my teammates. You can buy from either one of them. We all work together. And she's like, "No, I trust you. And you're the one I'm going to buy from. So you can't quit on me, because if you quit on me," she goes, "I'm never buying again." And I'm like, "No, you can't do that. You just like put me in a spot."
I
And
love that.
yeah,
Thank you.
she like basically I was in a funk. I was totally in a funk for the month of May. I was just in this, I didn't care. It was like, if the sales came, they came, I wasn't really going to push for it. But when she told me that she wasn't giving up on me, so why am I giving up on myself? And giving up on my customers, basically. And so that's when I decided, I'm going to buckle down next weekend. I'm going to do those samples, and it's time to start getting, get my butt in gear, get off the couch, and start doing what I need to do for my business and for my customers, because my customers trust me and they need me, and she won't let me go. So that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm so
great
glad
though.
you shared that, because
Yeah.
it is true. Your customers will learn if you're in it, and they'll stick with you and they'll support you. But it's so much more than the products that they like. They do like you.
Right.
They are invested in you, in your opinions, in what you have to offer. And how many times do our customers come to us and pick me out a 6-pack? I don't care, whatever you think I'll like. Like, that is a huge honor on a small scale, to be trusted with the fragrance in people's homes or
Right.
cars. Like, I don't think we really realize and how silly that is to even say, but like, people trust us. And like, yes,
Yeah.
they might just be busy and they're like, I don't care, I like everything, but like, take that serious. Take that as a compliment. Like, all right. So the next time someone asks you that, don't be like, oh God, I hate this. It's so much pressure. Be like, I know what you like. I'm gonna get you something that you are gonna just totally rock and be in love with and have to put in Scentsy Club because we're plugging Scentsy Club every time we turn around.
Right?
It is. It's small little things like that. I had a customer today who saw another consultant posting about the lavender warmer of the month, and she says, "Hey, I want this." So she saw it from another consultant, but I'm her Scentsy person, and she knows that I'm always there. I can't tell you how many orders I've gotten over the years of people that have seen it from other consultants that are posting, but they buy from me.
Yep.
Because I spoil the heck out of my customers. I'm known for that. And I will always make room in my business and in my day because I know it's important. People care about how the way you make them feel. And if you don't answer text messages or phone calls within 24-hour span, I would say it's reasonable. Like, they're not going to feel important.
Right.
And there's no wax emergency. You don't have to stop what you're doing the second you get a text and answer it. But let them know that they are a priority and that you do care about the support that they give you to your business. I tell my customers all the time, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me. And just being raw and vulnerable with them and knowing I want them to see how much joy I have. That on my days off from my normal job, I'm working my Scentsy business, any spare nugget of time I have, because they are important to me. Time is the most precious gift you can give to someone, and I dedicate any spare minute I have to my Scentsy business. And I want my customers to know that because, and not in a flaunting way, but if I'm doing it behind a closed door and I'm not telling them I'm making those samples by hand, they might think Scentsy gives us those samples. I can't tell you how many customers thought that Scentsy provided the samples I send. And I'm like, are you kidding? I wish. Hours I'm spending on samples for you guys. So that's why in the text I sent them this month, it was a labor of love because I appreciate you so much for the love and support that you give me on my business. I will spend my free time to make you samples because I appreciate you. And I have that connection with my customers that they share my things that I post on social media because they know that I want to grow my network. Be vocal about what you want from your business with your people. People aren't mind readers. They don't understand. And people that are not in network marketing, they don't understand what works, what doesn't work, what people need from their business. They don't understand referrals all the time or that, sharing a post, how influential that can be, hosting a party, how that can bring so many new people in. Like, people sometimes will just be, I can't order. I'm so sorry. I don't have the extra money. Yeah, but maybe your best friend needs a new warmer and wax and you could put that connection up. Like, that is just as important. Having people believe in you and support you, that they want to share you. And they're going to do that if you're genuine and you're showing them what you're working towards. And that's why we're so successful in like incentive periods, because we're posting like crazy. We're sharing it like crazy. I've said this before, but like when there's a $20 join special, you're going to see consultants posting crazy amount about it. Why are we not doing that every single month of the year? Because joining this business is a blessing every single day of the year. It's freedom, it's travel, it's community, it's missing pieces that people don't even know they're missing. And we're not offering it because it feels weird. It feels inconvenient because we're trying to do it in the wrong manner. It's literally just sharing. It's just telling them about what Scentsy has done for you. Reclaiming that joy in your business so it can bleed out into the network around you and other people can buy in to what you're selling because they see it.
Yeah, I was gonna tell y'all my joy. So I
Yes.
just became a lead and I've had 3 now, Scentsy.com orders. And I know I just looked at all my orders and I was like, who is that? Who are those people? And then I just got so excited. I texted Dylan a couple of them and then I was like, I got 2 more and I was like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like I was like super excited. I was like, this is Kate, my husband Casey was like, that's just free commission right there. Didn't even know it was happening. And Oh, I was
And
so excited. It just made me feel so good. So I didn't want to be like, I wanted to be pushy to know that hey, I'm here if you need help. But then I'm like, do they really care? Did they want, was this like a one time, oh, I want the ratatouille and, but I was like, no. So I emailed them. They left their email address. So I was like, well, so I sent them an email, hey, thank you. And if you need anything else, let me know. And my husband was like, well, if they write back, they will. If not, then it's all right. So,
Yeah.
but super
That's
excited about that.
huge.
Yeah.
Yes.
and Happy Meal comes into play with that too. If you follow up
Yes.
with them with the Happy Meal, they're gonna be like, oh, my last consultant didn't do this for me, but this one did. And yeah,
Right. Yeah. And I'm putting them together. I was just doing it in my living room while ago. So
yeah.
getting the and my talking about the samples. One of the ladies that was from the Scentsy.com, I wrote her. She wants the inside out samples, and I said, oh well, is there anything else that you want to sample on? And she said, do you have anything leather? Yes. I don't care. I don't care for that scent. And so
Because it's
in my
awful.
no, when me and my son did a video one time, a live video, and we always just smell them. And on the live, he says, "Ew, that smells like poop." And I'm like, "Oh no." And I was like, "Well, some people like it and some don't." So I was like, "I've got to burn this in my house to make this lady a sample." But the things we do for our customers, we gotta tough it up.
I know every
So
time I burn weathered leather in my house, it smells like burnt wires. And my husband's always like, okay, what's on fire? I'm like,
yeah,
nothing. It's just weathered leather. I'm sorry. So now I start
yeah,
adding vanilla to it to try and cut it down a little bit.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
aw.
So
Yeah.
I like samples, but not of that one. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but she's a new one that I don't know. So I'm like, I will do it.
Right. Yeah.
Sacrifices.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
honestly, that's something that you can share on your social media to be like, I love my customers so much. I'm sampling a scent I absolutely despise right now. And that's raw. It's honest. It's showing your commitment level to your customers, even though it's a scent you don't like. And the fact that you're not out here trying to sell everything like it's rainbows and butterflies. Everything smells great. Every product's amazing. Like, give opinions to your business. Let people
yeah.
know what you like and what you don't.
And we had a scent called that, Rainbows and Butterflies.
We did.
Yeah.
It's probably why I said that.
Perfect.
I love it. Okay, so anybody have any questions or want to share anything that they are working on in their business or share more of their joy or anything like that as we wind down the hour?
You all are my joy.
Aw, we love you.
You're the best.
I will share something. So we're gonna get real vulnerable, folks. Okay, everybody, strap in for this journey. But so when I first started Scentsy, within a couple of months of me selling Scentsy, like the excitement level was 5,000. If you think I'm excited now, you should have seen me then. Okay, it was psychotic, and I had an exercise ball that I used as a chair. So every live, this is what you saw constantly. So,
Oh, we need to bring that back.
yeah, that was constantly my aunt would be on the live like, Tiffany, stop bouncing on that damn shit. I was like, I'm having fun, okay? And that was a great time. But there was like that amount of joy was what got everyone excited about Scentsy. So they say that fireworks. I gotta keep reminding myself that I'm not under attack and that we are celebrating a holiday. Got it. Okay, reminder. Maybe we could say that as a group more often because I am quite frightened. But anyway, moving on. That there's just so many.
Which one's the fireworks? Isn't it this? No, what is it?
Oh, isn't it this? No, that's confetti.
Like, what?
Can we do? I don't think we can do fireworks on here. I
We
think it's just.
can.
Was it this one?
Yeah, I think
Ah,
there. I should have done that. Like, I'm just gonna do this every once in a while to remind you fireworks.
yeah, please, because honestly, I'm like,
I
are
did
we
nothing.
It literally sounds like we're standing by my window, maybe trying to infiltrate this window. I don't know.
Gotta be a setting. Okay, now I'm gonna look.
We're moving. Okay. But So within a couple of months of me being a consultant and having that extreme joy, I had a lot of people to share it with later, but not at the beginning. The beginning, I just had all those people, but they say that every so scared every that what is it, guys, what is the statistic that the first time someone orders from you, like 70% of the first time orders will be that only first time orders. That has not been true for my business because this is the common denominator in that equation. My excitement for Scentsy, my passion for Scentsy, it stayed really high and really consistent. Then I had some obstacles, like little road bumps. And it's not that I lost my joy for Scentsy, it's that everything else got really loud. That's all it was, is that all that noise drowned it out how I felt about Scentsy. Um, and so it was there because obviously I would have quit if it wasn't. We've been doing this for 6 years, but it's been different downs. So the current down that I'm dealing with, the first down that I experienced starting there was that my sponsor quit. And that was a huge deal to me because I was really, really close with her. And so I had to make a decision very quickly that I wasn't going to let someone else's presence define my joy, my Scentsy business. And so I started going to everything by myself. I had no excuses. So whatever the event was, I would drive, even if they were non-Scentsy events, like other leaders had put things on, I would go to all those things because I wanted to show up for myself. And my business grew and blossomed so much so that I became a director very quickly. And I was not counting on that. Honestly, when it happened, person I rolled up to, well, actually, my superstar director, well, she wasn't a superstar director at the time, but she was getting ready to, we both promoted in the same month, which is crazy. But anyway, she reached out to me and she's like, "You're going to hit director this month." And I was like, "You're lying. That's a joke." And it wasn't. I did hit director. And then once I hit director, there was a new joy that popped up, which was leadership. It was really exciting for me. And things just kept going up, 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 up. Then I hit a very hard time in my life. I'd never experienced a death in my family. And this was the first one, and it was my little brother. So it was really hard to go through that.
Keep stripping.
My husband's coming. Anyway, it was really hard to go through that. But through that, I really connected to different aspects of my business through that struggle that I hadn't connected with before. And then to now, like, because again, seasons up, down, like these were all seasons I'm talking about in my business, to where recently I experienced a loss on my team. She did not pass away. She still is with us. She just decided that she needed to focus on other things and left Scentsy. And I did everything with her. She was literally my best friend. And that was a huge, I don't know how to explain that. It wasn't that I lost my joy for Scentsy, and it's not that I didn't want to sell Scentsy. It just rocked my mind that someone could have been that deep into Scentsy. Like, she was a director too. She had a massive team underneath her. Like, Scentsy had asked her to speak at events. Like, she was at leadership and was asked to speak at leadership to all of the amazing people that we look up to. And that, her stepping away, just shook something at that core, because like that didn't make sense to me at all, because like, again, my love for Scentsy, so it kind of like made me question things a little bit. And then I decided, no, that's not the journey that she took, was not my journey. Okay, that's not what it is. And again, like I said, things got really loud in my life, and they continue to get really loud, but what I'm getting so much better at is not questioning the Scentsy thing. The Scentsy's never a question on my mind anymore. It's just, that's a consistent, I got to figure out how to lessen the chaos in every other area of my life, not Scentsy. And Dylan made a really good point earlier when he was talking about having people with you, because I am lucky enough to have, I don't know where they are on your screen, but for me, they're right here and one's underneath me. But Tabitha, Dylan, and Renee, which that's not going to make sense because they're probably on different spaces. But Tabitha came into my life at multiple different points of my life, honestly. We've met a lot, but she was this giant smiling face who really just made me question all the things that I was questioning. Like, I was so overwhelmed with my business. I was overwhelmed with all the things that I wanted to do, all of the goals that I had, and I had big goals, okay? Giant goals, massive goals, make you vomit, massive. And she just looked at me and like, she was like, but why? Like, but why can't we do that? Like, it was like a simplification thing. Like, oh, I can't be successful until this happens. And she was like, but why? Why can't we be successful now? And I was like, oh, that's a good question. Never thought of that. So then she invited me. So it was like at camp, she started making me question all of the thoughts that I was carrying along, and then brought me into your guys' group. Here I am, la di da, welcome. But in doing that, it made all of the things seem so ridiculous. Every time that I ever said, oh my God, I can't do this until I have a system. Can't do this until I have a system. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because guess what? My office is dirty and I work in it on a regular basis. But I told myself I can't do anything if this office is dirty. I got to do that, but I'm so overwhelmed even looking at it. And that's the difference now. Like, no matter how hard things get, no matter how complicated things get, no matter how difficult everything just seems like, when you said that whole thing, at the end of your message, now I'm struggling to do anything. Abby, I related to that so much, and I've told them all that. I'm like, I'm struggling to do just anything. And it has nothing to do with Scentsy, and it honestly has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what is going on around us. And we're all feeling it in different ways. We're all handling it in different ways, but we all are feeling it. And the only difference between the people that will make it out of this and the people that don't make it out of this is they didn't give up. Literally, that's the only thing. Just making a decision right now, no matter what happens, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. That's the only difference. And that's crazy. It's just one tiny little itty bitty teeny decision. And if you are struggling, we're going to do a little plug for my girl, even though I don't get any kind of compensation from this, Miss Chloe Cox. Okay, we're going to plug her in here real quick, because if you are struggling right now in that department, I highly suggest you find Chloe Cox on YouTube and you listen to her build series, because if that's how you feel, the struggling to do anything, if you go listen to her videos, it is going to epically change how you feel, because she felt it and she's a superstar director, which just blows my mind that what she was struggling with and that no one knew. I didn't know. And I am basically her biggest stalker. She doesn't know that. We shouldn't. Let's not spread that either, because I'm trying to become her best friend and I can't do that with things like that floating around.
Well,
Okay.
this is being recorded.
Let's not post
And
this.
posted on YouTube.
Chloe, if you're watching.
To my BF Chloe, I get her number.
At Chloe Cox.
Exactly.
Tag her in the
Let's not do that. Chloe, if you're seeing this, honey, everything's fine. I don't know your address.
It's not a weird stuff. It is.
But you just have to find support. And if you can't find it, become it. That's truly it. And I can say that as my story, having done that, when I didn't have this support, I became the support. I found those people on YouTube. That's why I'm obsessed with Chloe Cox. Because I had no one, and someone had to teach this psychopath. I overthink everything's every 15 seconds. So having a video, and I take like detailed notes. So honestly, when I'm watching a video, I like pause it so I can like perfectly write down what she said. Honestly, it's like she's yelling at me, really, with all the rewinding and play and it's very good for you. Good for the soul. Buffers. But that's it. That's all I wanted to share. Don't give up.
That was amazing. Thank you for
That was good.
sharing.
I think I black out when I start talking. I really don't know what happens, because at the end of it, I'm like, where were we? I don't know.
Why was I talking? I don't know.
Right?
Long story short, it was very good.
That's good.
Yeah.
It was all and beautiful.
It was.
And we love you.
I'm crying over here from laughing, and we got sappy there for a moment.
Yeah, and it's true. So I can tell you, finding at least one person, if not a group of people who challenge you, support you,
Hmm.
and make you strive to be a better version of yourself, that will be the most successful part you can have in your business, because on your hard days, they won't let you quit. And if you
Right.
don't find someone that challenges you, you will settle for the version of you that you are. And you always have to be wanting to be a step better, a step further. And it's okay if, like I said in the chat, it's okay if some days your goal is only to shower in a day. I can't tell you how many times that we've all had a conversation and it's like, today my only objective is I want to still be breathing at the end of it, and I'm going to shower today, because
I'm gonna be
those
clean doing
days
it.
happen.
Yes, they do.
You have to just allow yourself that. But just like Tiffany said, it's what you do the next day that matters. Set it for a little bit more. I'm going to shower today and I'm going to put makeup on. Like if you're in that low, don't overwhelm yourself by giving you this entire huge long list that you're never going to accomplish. Set goals that push you, but yet are capable. Because so many times we write ourselves off because it's like 20 things to do today, never going to get it done, not going to do anything, going to lay on the couch, just
Mhm.
shutting down. And that's not proactive for anybody. And like 5 times a week, I tell Tiffany, what is one thing that I tell you all the time? Do you know what it is?
That not perfect?
Done, not perfect. And she's a perfectionist at heart. So she wants everything to be perfect. But that was stopping her from completing anything. And it's just like her talking, I couldn't do anything unless I had systems. And that is a lie. That's a lie that we tell ourselves. That, well, it's like saying I'm not gonna have kids till I have enough money and I can afford it. Like, that's a joke. You'll never be able to afford your kids. Like they always come with bigger wants and stuff. Your Scentsy journey is not your Scentsy journey. Yeah, seriously. Like it is. It's so different, and it is so hard not to compare ourselves. We're humans. That is our nature, our default nature. But start loving yourself for the place that you are in your journey and the success that you have had. And we can't, at the other side of that, you just can't lose sight of it, because success is success in your eyes, in your footstep, your goals, and just keep pushing yourself. 1000%. So that's what it's like trying to compare that. So all that matters is you strive to be a better version of yourself tomorrow. That's all. In life, in Scentsy, as a parent, as a spouse. Just
As a
try to be
caretaker for your parent.
as a caretaker for your parents, even when they challenge your last nerve. You just have to be better the next day, even if you're not the one that was at fault.
Right. And
Life will be easier
yes.
if you channel that.
Yep.
Anybody have anything else they want to input before we wrap her up? Well, I thank you guys so very much. I hope this helped to figure out what it is that you're striving in your business as we're coming in off a J month into another J month. But it truly isn't that hard to just, I don't want to say that. It is hard some days, but it truly is a mindset, and it truly is discipline, and it truly is consistency. And there will be hard days. Just believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and realize you are only one person. You are only capable of so much. But the joy you find in your business, the more you can show it, the more contagious it'll be, and the more people will want to be around you because you talk about it with such emphasis. So know that we love you and we appreciate you guys for coming. Invite your teammates every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're either here one time a month, we're on Jammy Time, but we love getting to share the screen with you. Renee has something she wants to add.
Yes. I just want you all to know that next Wednesday, I will be on my way to Florida. I just want y'all to know that.
Oh, okay. Just rub that in, why don't you? I'm
I
glad we had to
forgot
stop
that
for
you
that.
were leaving that much earlier.
Yeah.
All of you
But-
who are going to Florida, all of you have going to Florida. You guys have fun because I'm going to be living vicariously through you all. I'll be at
This-
work. So I'll be like stalking my phone that whole week. So
Okay.
You will share
just
all the
remember me.
content. All the content.
Well,
Yeah.
next week we have Jammy time.
Yes.
And then the following week, all of us will be at SFR.
Yes.
So we probably won't have a meeting unless we can get somebody to go live and do that. But we will talk about that later. So next week, Jammy time. The following week after that is SFR. We won't have one. And then the week after that is going to be awards and recognition. So we will be back the last week of the month, and then I think there's actually one more. But just think about the next 2 weeks, Jammy time, and then and then we'll remind you that there's more after that. But
Yeah,
kind of a
and-
crazy month.
Don't forget to attend Jamie Time too, because it is a great opportunity to be around even more Scentsy people,
Yes.
which is great. And we play a fun little trivia game.
Yes.
Which is
Study your workstation before
yes.
the
Yeah.
Jammy time.
If you haven't already, take a screenshot to put on your story
Oh.
because it is really important to share with people that you're doing things to invest in your business and you have a community. It's a really good recruiting task to post out. So everybody smile. 1, 2, 3. And then for real, encourage other people to come, your teammates. Post in the group page and say, I had fun. I had fun at work at Wednesday. Who will I see next week? We really want this to grow. We hope it's helpful for you guys and you feel that it's worth coming and spending an hour with us because we really do want to pour into you guys so you can have bigger businesses and more success and more meaning behind your business. Like that's why we dedicate this hour to do it. Abby, I'm so glad you were here. It was so nice to have
Yes.
you on, all of you. Like thank you so much. I just I told them when we were trying to come up with a topic, I was like, I just really feel in my heart that we need to talk about this.
Yes.
Even if it was just Abby that needed to hear it, I feel like that was what that fire in my belly was about. So I thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week on here, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Bye.
Bye.